Sweet baby Jesus, it's working.
It worked. I see all red, meaning we're ready to record.
Shout out to our TikTok live audience for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us
time.
on this time. Yeah.
I hope everybody had a great 3-day weekend. I know that we did.
Yeah, I mean, the sun actually came out, so I was pretty surprised about that.
Yes, and then we immediately came home to take naps.
Yes, that sun really, yeah, I missed that, man, because that sun really takes it out of you. We slept for like 6 hours in the middle of the day.
Did we?
I felt like that.
I know, I did feel like that. That's how you know it's a good nap. What's up, everybody? I'm your friend, Nikki Trent.
I'm Manny Oso.
You're listening to Bubble Bath Stories, your favorite podcast. I think we're going to have to come up with a new little log line since we're not as 15 as we used to be.
We try our best to keep it to 15, but sometimes the conversations just keep going.
It's so good, so good. Anyway, speaking of summertime, we love being outside. We like getting into adventures. And so this past weekend was no different. We were hanging out in Forest Hills.
Yeah.
We went into this random bar.
Yeah.
And
It is funny that you say we go out for adventures, because the thing is, like, these things happen completely unplanned. We planned on walking around some shops to get ideas for, like, these events we got coming up. So we need ideas for, like, outfits and stuff, you know? So we decided to grab one drink. We were going to stay for like 10 minutes. I think originally,
just one drink.
And I think we were really only grabbing the drink to find a bathroom to use too.
Yes, and mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, so we sit down, we say, we'll spend about 10 minutes here. That didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't.
We ended up staying a little longer because we just had to stay.
Let me tell you something. We're nosy. We're nosy eavesdroppers. If we hear a hint of a trigger word, we are locked in. Okay? We are locked into the conversation. We are having sidebars. We are having all kind of experiences. Okay? So if you trying to have a secret conversation, don't be around me, man.
Yeah, don't do that around us, because we will literally make a U-turn on the highway to watch an argument happen.
Yes. So so we're at this bar. You tell the story, because you kind of noticed it before I did.
Well, so we're sitting down and we're right next to us. It's Memorial Day, by the way.
Yeah.
So anybody that is at a bar, you're next to a veteran, like, people automatically want to do the whole let me buy you a drink thing, right? So we're sitting next to these older guys. They're watching the Yankees game get delayed because of rain, right?
Yeah.
So because the game's not going on, they got nothing to do except talk, right?
Nothing to do except...
In walks this dude, right? Straight up MAGA hat on.
Which I did not notice until much later into their convo.
No, I definitely noticed. Once he walked in, he had on the hat. He had on the hat pointed bright, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing else on his outfit was red, by the way.
No.
Like I don't know what it is
He had
about these MAGA hats. Like, nobody coordinates with them, right?
You're more offended by the
like
fashion faux pas.
Like when
All
I
right,
went,
get to the story. Come on.
It's just like, I don't know. Anyways, so he notices the dudes. He asks them if they're veterans, and he wants to buy them a drink.
I think it sounded like he knew one of them from the.
They
looked like neighborhood guys.
Yeah, I think it was one of those situations like, I told my friend John to come.
Yes,
you know, that kind of thing. And so the guy comes in wearing the hat, and I really was looking around to see, like, if it was going to be like a supporting place or a not supporting place. I was really wondering that. Everybody was giving this guy the side eye. Like, what are you doing in here? The bartender was even like, this guy again, you know? So he asked the guy next to us if he can buy him a drink, because he knew he was a veteran.
Right.
And the guy next to us is not really answering.
No,
I could tell. Like, his friend, he was like, just like not even looking at him, not even answering.
All right, so we're gonna pause there.
Mm-hmm.
So here was my perception of it. Right, the guy was pretty friendly. He came in, he ordered. It sounded like he might have coming off from work or whatever, but he sounded like he is a local to there. The bartender knew him. The barflies,
they knew him there.
But it was very cordial. I think they got like a round of shots. Like, he got a round of shots for them. He wanted to buy them drinks or whatever. From viewpoint, it looked like they were all engaging in a conversation, right? Like nobody was talking about politics. They were talking about being vets. They were talking about, old man things. I think they were talking about like, because the Yankees were on the TV and there were some other things, but like it was copacetic. There was nobody was flinching or anything. When I looked up and I saw him and I saw the hat, I was like, oh shit. I looked at Manny, I was like, oh my God. Then I was like, should we get another drink? I looked at you, I was like, should we get another one? And we were like, let's get another one. Let's just see what happens.
No. We didn't say that yet. We didn't say that until the dude next to me started talking. Because at first we were like, maybe, man, we were like on the fence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought I said it before.
Because what happened?
Thinking it.
Because here's what I honestly like. I remember being in this bubble of where like I'm looking at the guy next to me, right? Because he's the one who was being offered to be bought a drink, and he wasn't even answering the dude, as far as I could tell. Yeah. He was looking, and I could tell because the whole time this guy was on his phone, he had the same notification screen, making it look like he was trying to look through his phone. But he was just like going up and down, trying to.
Because he can't see.
No, I think he was trying to ignore everybody.
No, I think and that so, happened afterwards.
No, because I specifically remember this guy said something to the dude with the MAGA hat, and that's when we looked at each other and said, let's buy another drink.
Okay, well, this is Nicky's POV, right? We were there. They start the conversation of politics comes up. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I don't know how it came up, if I'm being honest with you. But the Trump thing, the hat thing, it did come up. Mm-hmm. And while the other gentlemen were sparring, I would say, we're just asking questions. Again, at this point, it is super chill. They are chilled. There's not a voice raised. There's a couple of chuckles, everything, right? Yeah. The assassin next to Manny, right, looks at the guy with the MAGA hat and what is he? Do you remember what he said to him? He was like, yeah, but you're fucking supporting the guy who doesn't give a fuck about troops. Some shit like that.
Yeah, he mentioned the privileges that are being taken away and all the rights and stuff.
And then me and Manny were like,
let's get another drink.
This is where it gets crazy, right? The guy with the MAGA hat, they ask him where he's from. He's in Spanish. I don't remember if it was in Spanish or not, but he says he was born in the DR and that he moved here. And immediately I was like, oh, mi gente, why? You were like not even born here and you're supporting this guy. Then that's not even like the craziest part. He's talking about how like he volunteered for an armed force. Like he wasn't a part of it, but he volunteered.
He mentioned that he never went like to any kind of fight. Like he never did any fighting. I forget how he said exactly. Yeah. But he did specifically say, but I was a volunteer for a few years.
Yes. And so that's where it got intense. So they're going in because someone mentions like, but he's a draft dodger. Yeah. And then MAGA boy starts going in about how Biden also
never served,
but like me and Manny were like, well, he knows how the government works.
Yeah, but he's a lawyer.
If you don't serve in the military, but if you have an understanding about, I don't know, the Constitution and how the government works, that's good too.
It is funny though that like I really felt like the guy, the old man next to me was about to turn into Cotton Hill, right? Because every time the dude with the MAGA hat would mention something, some kind of like typical like defense that they would have, the guy, he would just tell him basically like, you're being a fucking asshole, like, no, take the hat. Like I remember him saying take the hat off.
I did not hear that.
And he did specifically say thanks for the drink, and like I hear him murmuring like, but like they're taking things away from us though. That's why we joked like, like take away all his funding, but buy him a drink.
But like the other thing is that then he brought up Clinton, and everybody. Here's the thing: the things that the MAGA do is bringing up, nobody was disagreeing with. Yeah. But again, Clinton has a basic understanding of how the government works. He's a lawyer. Yeah. He understands how rights work. Yada yada. Right. The contrast there was like you could not talk bad about homeboy. He even called him DJT.
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 Oh.
He was like, DJT. I was like, yo, you having brunch with this man every Sunday?
Yeah,
what are you fighting for right now?
He was talking like they were homies. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, nobody was disputing what he was saying, but it was also like he just couldn't handle what was being said. So then it got fucking intense, right? Because MAGA dudes, like, if you're going to talk about one person, talk about all the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, that's fine, but again, these people know how the government works.
Yeah, one of them was even like, why are we talking about the other people if they're not the ones in charge?
So, first, when this guy came in, me and Manny for sure thought all these guys were going to be on this guy's side.
Yeah, we really thought
we were pleasantly surprised to see
Yeah.
that these white old men were like...
I was humbled, and I liked it.
Yeah, and so it got intense. I don't know if he said rum runner. He's like, he's a rum runner, and his father was a rum runner too. And
they were trying to bring up their fathers and how their fathers made money, and that brought back.
Oh, is that what a rum runner?
Yeah, but that brought back to the whole point of like, why are we talking about people that aren't in charge?
They're not in
Let's
charge.
talk about the person that is,
who doesn't have a basic understanding of government. So the guy, they're getting heated, and the MAGA dude goes to use the bathroom. So me and Manny take this opportunity to talk to the old white guy that's next to us.
Pause real quick, because as soon as he got up to go use the bathroom, that's where everybody that was sitting there, including the bartender, walked back up.
Yeah.
Just so that we could all kind of reconvene and and mention that we're all on the same team here, right?
We're
like, and even the bartender was like, yeah, that's why I have him down as MAGA. I'm like, okay, so we are all on the same team here, right? And even, it was funny though, because even the guy who's serving the food, he only spoke Spanish, and so the guy was speaking Spanish to him, and he like nobody was like interacting with this guy.
And then so he comes back from MAGA dude comes back from the bathroom.
Yeah.
He like not really an apology, kind of like a check-in with the other dude. He's like,
hey, are we okay?
He's like, dude, no hard feelings. Like, I know I got a little heated. Like, I was shocked, to be honest with you. So then here comes one of the other barflies. It's just like, okay, you good, guy? You good? All right, let's go over these questions. And then they start going over trivia questions after this thing happened. But after all this happened, I looked at Manny and I realized this was the first time I saw a MAGA in the wild.
Yeah, because like if you see one, it's usually like at a function for it, right?
Yeah,
where you expect them to be.
Right. This was the first time, minding my business, but not really, that I saw like not just a person, by the way, mi gente of all people, coming in strong. And I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm just realizing our lights just went out. I'm just realizing that I like have never had an interaction with people like this. And the fact that it was so tame was the craziest part of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Because I thought this guy was going to come in, he was going to order his food or whatever, and then leave. But the fact that he had conversation, the fact that he was even open to having the conversation, even though he didn't do a great job at debating.
Yeah.
I was still pleasantly surprised because the videos that you see, well, he was dumb, just like the Trump supporters are, like dumb.
Yeah.
But, our video stopped. Oh my God, guys. I don't know how our video stopped. You guys, YouTube's gonna have a whole chunk missing. It was like really super crazy. Yeah. Like that's what I was so surprised about. And I was just like, oh my God. I mean, I kind of wanted a little more drama, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, the thing about us is that we don't really talk politics that much with folks.
Yeah.
Even like when we're out and about. I don't really get into super much into politics. Unless like the conversation needs it. Yeah. So when you do see somebody, whether they're huge as a MAGA supporter or like huge left wing, you and I don't really interact with that type. No. So when you do see them in the wild, you're kind of like,
it's crazy. And
you don't want to say anything. You want to wait till somebody else starts saying something.
But the fact that he had the hat on was also so crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was just
like,
so bold
when he sat down with those people, I really was on like some kind of like, let's stay quiet and get another drink and see what this guy does. Because when you see a hat like that and no one else is having a hat like that,
yeah.
you're not the only one who sees it.
I mean, the other thing I will say that I'm not totally surprised by was the lack of debate skills. Because a lot of the videos that we see with MAGA people, the ones that go viral, you just assume they're putting the dumbest people on screen. But in this particular matter, it doesn't matter how smart or dumb you are, because the way that people who support Trump argue is very like, oh, but he did it first, and what happened when he did it? It's like very like that. There's no substance to it at all. It's just like, well, Biden. It's or like
it's a lot
go
of hindsight
back
stuff.
Or if it's not Biden, it's like, well, Kennedy. It's just like
you,
what are
you keep
talking
going
about?
back. Yeah,
you got like there's no linear argument. You guys are just going all over the place to try to make Democrats feel bad. But here's the thing: we know. We know.
Yeah.
We know. We're okay with it. It's like, why don't you know? That's the problem.
Yeah. No, because I think the thing that the guy was trying to bring up that was never actually even argued was the fact that there was money being taken away from veterans. And the guy never answered for that. All he wanted to do is bring up, well, his father was a rum runner.
And his father's father. But you know what else is crazy is that you volunteered for this earth. They didn't even care about you enough to let you in this earth. Like, why didn't they let you in? I don't know, right? I don't know why they don't let people in the service, but they didn't even let you in the service. You volunteered for it, and you're still, like, thirsting to, like, they didn't even want you.
He started mentioning things about, like, how, in the Middle East, they force you to do things.
Oh, he's talking about Israel.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yes, and how they force people to do IDF. Like 2 years of IDF. And I'm like, okay, well, you clearly don't believe that
he
Palestine
started saying that,
free.
though. I really felt everybody was like rolling their eyes, like,
I mean,
I get it.
Talking to a bunch of vets about a dude who does not care about vets.
It's just funny to watch people who really look like they can't even run a mile talk about forcing people into the military.
Because you volunteer. He's like, I volunteered. And I'm sure people are like, why are you volunteering for this? But I will say it was I was just shocked. I was just surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was really taken back. I think also because this could just be me. I think white people who support Trump, who wear the hat, it's just like, okay, like, whatever. Like, you expect that.
Yeah.
But I think with mi gentes and, like, Asian people and black people and minorities who just, like, voted for Trump, I feel like it's secretive. Like, they wear their hat inside their house where nobody sees you. So when you do see a mi gente or, like, another minority or a person of color wearing the hat very loudly and proudly, you can't help but be like, ew. like,
ew. Yeah, it's cringe.
Huh?
It's
like
cringe.
Confusion. Because at the end of the day, and I hate to say this, but a little part of me doesn't, you kind of have to expect that you're going to get some type of... You're wearing that hat because you know you're going to get some type of reaction. You're not wearing that hat because it's a cool fucking hat.
Yeah.
You're wearing that hat. You're wearing these things because you want a reaction. That's just it. You want to react. I can't think of anything else other than that.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's true. You're absolutely right, because it's really the only reason anybody wears like if you wear a Tampa Bay hat like I do at a Yankees game, it's only because you want to incite people.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, you're absolutely right. The only reason that people wear those hats out in public is to get a reaction.
You are looking to get a reaction.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just hope you're ready for the reaction.
That's true. Here's my advice to everybody. You can't fight dumb. Like, these are dummies. Like, they're dumb. A lot of them are dumb. They're dumb. And the reason I say that they're dumb is because there's no solid ground for their arguments. Their arguments are very childlike. Like, you can't argue with a fucking child. So it's just like, if you are not a MAGA supporter and you see one in the wild, don't pay them no dust.
Yeah.
Like, don't pay them any attention. That is what they want. That is what they crave. And then if you're a liberal, that's what they extra want, right? Because we're supposed to be all kumbaya and like people could do whatever they want. Yes, which also means if you wear that hat, I want to 1-2 piece you. I'm not, like that's my right to 1-2 piece you because you're wearing that hat and it's making me upset. Like, not that it's legal, you probably shouldn't. Charges can't get pressed, but it's just like you guys know what you're doing to get like people upset, but you have no idea what you're doing as far as government or what it is you're voting for. And that's what's crazy is that everybody is like, I thought if I voted for him, he wouldn't deport my family. And it's like Americans are getting deported. I don't know why you think you live in a safe place. Why this guy's the leader.
I mean, it's just as a Latino, it is pretty disheartening when you see one wearing a red hat.
Yeah.
When you see somebody wearing that, it makes you want to talk to them and hope it doesn't go into the realm of like, let's argue about politics. It's more like,
how do you feel?
Like, who hurt you?
How do you feel about people who break up with their families over this?
Over the MAGA stuff? I mean, it's funny that you mentioned earlier. I mean, because I feel like I've lost a friend because of that stuff. But it is funny that you mentioned.
Did. You feel it because you did.
Yeah. But you mentioned earlier about, this guy probably like walks around the house with this and finally decided to wear it out in public. I'm thinking he probably doesn't walk around the house like that. It's probably outside of his house that he can wear it.
Interesting.
I mean, imagine if I walked around with a hat like that.
Interesting.
Plus, it's not sunny in the house.
Yeah, I personally have time and energy. So like, I'm not gonna break up with my family because they have different political views. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna stand 10 toes down and argue with you all the time. So if you're gonna come and tell me like, oh, everything's so expensive now, I'm gonna be like, who you voted for?
Who'd you vote for?
Who'd you vote for?
Yeah.
And I think that's the energy you have. I get like people need to protect their peace. I get it. But like, I also have no problem arguing with everybody who like says in my face that Trump is a great president and like God has us and like we have to be patient. He's been in office over 100 fucking days and he has dismantled as much as he possibly can.
I think it's important for families and in a relationship to actually know where you stand with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's important. Yeah, you got to know who you're supporting and who the people you're with are supporting. I'm not saying that you should leave each other for stuff like that, but you should definitely know where. You don't, like if it gets to the point, yes.
Hold on.
But you should definitely know if you're both on the same side about something.
Yeah, but like if in this situation you're
if it gets extreme, then yeah,
I can't be with you. You're okay. That means that you're okay with everything that's. I think if you're in a relationship and you have a difference like this big, yeah, definitely break up with each other.
If it's that extreme.
But when it comes to your family, it's like your family is going to be your family regardless of who's in office. But now you know who like, I don't know. I don't want to say now you know who rides for you, but it's more of like, oh, now I know who I can trust with information and who I need to like
keep an eye on.
Keep at arm's distance.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how I feel. But I'm not gonna break up my family because of like whoever.
Yeah, you don't break up with your family.
But also, like, I'm not gonna let shit slide. Like that's.
I'm also, because we're family, I'm also going to say it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to be like.
I'm going to tell you, don't be out here trying to make me look crazy. Yeah. It's my job to make sure that you know why people are pissed off about this or whatever.
Yeah, and also, like, if anything, it's your family you're going to argue with about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
like,
that's a white people
Don't
thing.
argue with strangers. Argue with your family about this, especially if there's like a divide there. Y'all should know why one person in the family doesn't feel the same way or why another.
And then make fun of them relentlessly every chance you get.
I mean, yeah, you got to. If you can't make fun of family, who can you make fun of?
I know. You guys let us know if you can't make fun of family, who do you make fun of? Anyway, guys, have you ever seen a MAGA in the wild? What was your experience? Please let us know. We're dying to know.
Definitely let us know.
And the way you can let us know is going to our social media pages. You can find us at Bubble Bath Stories on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
You find me at Got No Time for This.
And you can find me at Nicky Trends on Instagram. And make sure to follow us on TikTok so you guys can get live viewing of the show. Wave to everybody over here. If you want to cop some official merchandise, you guys can hit up our website at bubblebathstories.co. If you're looking to vet, if you have a secret to tell us, if you want to tell us about seeing a MAGA in the wild.
Or have you ever like seen just a group of old men arguing? Tell us what that story's like.
Yeah, tell us why they were arguing. You can hit us up on our hotline at 347-878-1144. Did I miss anything? Social media? Until next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.